Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about Gonzoe. Now, for those of you who don't know, Gonzoe is a West Coast rap legend, man. He was in two famous cliques, man, that I could think of. He was a member of the rap group Kausion, and he was also kind of a member of the Outlaws, and much more, man. And we'll get to all that, but some sad news, man. There's a rumor floating around on social media that Gonzoe has passed away. Now, Gonzoe, man, most people started to understand or know who he is from his interview with Vlad that he did recently. And also, people started to catch on to who he was because of his back and forth with none other than Boskoe, man. Now, Gonzoe passing away is some sad news because he's fairly young. I think he's on like 42 to 45. They've got different ages listed for him online. You know, these sources sometimes aren't right. And what sparked this whole rumor was a news story that actually came out of Seattle. Now, I'm guessing he was living in the Seattle area, and there was a shooting that took place, and some guy lost his life, and hopefully it wasn't Boskoe, but a lot of people are saying it was. Now, I'm going to preface this whole thing by saying this is all rumor, and also saying rest in peace to Gonzoe before we get to the specifics. Now, before we get to those specifics, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and man, let's get it. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, man, let's talk about this Gonzoe situation and this rumor that the rapper lost his life. Now, like I said earlier, Gonzoe is a hip-hop legend from California, man, Los Angeles to be exact. Now, the news of Gonzoe losing his life started to spread online earlier today, and I wanted to see if there was anything official that came out, like from the Seattle news or anything from Las Vegas, because I thought he was living in Las Vegas when I heard him in the interview. Maybe he did say Seattle, but man, it's sad to say the least if this all pans out to be true, because dude really put it down in the early to mid 90s, man. Now, he was a part of a group called Kausion, and they had a joint that was co-produced by executive produced by Ice Cube. And it was a song that was pretty much an anthem for the whole West Coast, man. And it was called What You Want to Do. And it was like a play on words between him and his two other bandmates or his two other group mates. And it was under the Lynch Mob umbrella. Now, he talked vividly about his interactions with Lynch Mob, him being signed to Death Row, his interactions with hip-hop legends like DJ Quik, Dr. Dre, Nate Dogg, Snoop Dogg, the Dogg Pound, and all of these cats, right? And also, he talked with Vlad about his interactions with none other than the late, great Tupac. And he talked about his days with Death Row and rapping with Tupac and becoming like a de facto member of the Outlaws. And even one of the members of the Outlaws spoke out and said that, yes, Gonzoe was a member of the Outlaws. Now, the Outlaws was Tupac's famous group, man. And Tupac even gave him a nickname, calling him Young Ritzy Outlaw, man. So, crazy situation, a lot of ties to West Coast hip-hop from everybody up and down the scene. But most of the young people know him for his interaction with Boskoe and their boxing match. Now, Gonzoe and Boskoe got with Snoop Dogg, and they were able to put on a boxing match, and it was a promotion for this company. I want to say it's like Gloves Up, Guns Down or something like that. And basically the whole idea behind the whole thing is, you know, for rappers to put the guns down and put the gloves up and have celebrity boxing matches with rappers. Theirs was widely successful, and there was a lot of hype behind their match, man. It brought a lot of attention and started to pick Gonzoe's name back up. You know, he was mostly known for getting into it with Boskoe online, and it had nothing to do with boxing or anything like that. But once the boxing match happened, you could see a resurgence in him being a star or his name being mentioned. Now, in this story that I'm going to talk about, or I should say it's a blog post. Let's keep it real. This all started with this blog post, and it's called like West Seattle Blog. And it's basically like a community blog where they post about news updates and things of that nature, right? It's run mostly like a news channel, but this is the news story that people are passing around. So it says this in the headline. It says, update, man shot, killed near Roxbury Shell. Now, Roxbury, I'm assuming, is somewhere in Seattle or in that area. And the story continues by saying this. It says, 08:09 p.m. If you're hearing all the sirens, King County Sheriff's deputies and medics are converging on the Shell station at Roxbury, corrected 28th, where a shooting victim was found. Radio communication so far indicates they're not yet sure where the victim was shot, possibly somewhere near, and then ran to the store before collapsing. Deputies are reporting a vehicle with bullet holes too. Updates as we get them. So you see pictures of the Shell gas station where I'm assuming this incident took place. Now, like I said, this is all rumor. We don't know if this really is Boskoe or whatever, but that's what a lot of people are saying. Now, there was an update made at 8:15 p.m. that said, so far they're investigating the possibility it might have happened at Roxbury Lanes. The shot-up vehicle is in that area. Also noted the Guardian 1 helicopter is headed that way to assist in the search. At 8:25, there was another update. It said, the shooter is believed to have gotten away in a vehicle. No clear description yet. So the helicopter has moved on. Deputies are also checking the Roxbury Safeway parking lot. The victim is getting treatment, indicating life-threatening wounds, and will be taken to the hospital by a medical unit. Now, the next update was made at 8:43 p.m. It says, the victim's headed for Harborview. Deputies are still talking to potential witnesses and trying to narrow down where exactly the gunfire happened. We're told the car with the bullet holes may just have been caught in the crossfire. Meantime, KCSO confirms the victim's injuries are life-threatening, reported in the early going at least 3 gunshot wounds, and says this will likely remain an active scene for several hours. Then yesterday at 10:07 p.m., we've been monitoring but no further updates. Then finally, the last update that they made was this morning at 09:30 a.m., 09:31 a.m., and it said this. It said King County Sheriff's Office spokesperson Sergeant Tim Meyer confirms the victim died overnight. No arrests so far. And the very last thing that they have is a note for tonight, and it says Friday night note. We're aware that our coverage is being pointed out to websites claiming that the victim was a well-known rapper. So far, we have no confirmation of his ID, not even his age. But we'll update if we get any information from a credible source. So basically saying that they know that a lot of people are gravitating towards their site because they believe it's the rap artist Gonzoe who was the victim in the shooting, man, who passed away. So sad to say, it looks like that Gonzoe, if this is all true and all pans out, passed away last night as a victim from a gunshot wound. 3 gunshot wounds to be exact, man. Now, I don't know the situation. I mean, in his interview with Vlad, he seemed like he was being very peaceful. He talked about, being a person of faith and stuff like that. So, man, this is wild to say the least and came out of left field, man. It seemed like he had his stuff together, and it seemed like he got a really good bag from that fight that he had with Boskoe. Now, if this is true, and this is not just a rumor, I'd like to say rest in peace to Gonzoe. And I really appreciate all his contributions to hip-hop, especially on the West Coast, man. He did his thing and put it down. Now, if this turns out to be a rumor and it's not true, man, we just going to chalk it up as a loss or whatever, and just come back and talk about it as a rumor that went wild. Now, with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Hold up. What do you guys think about this situation, man? This has been, man, I've lost track of how many rappers have passed away this year already. But I think it's even worse than last year, to be honest with you, man. And it seems like a lot of rap legends are passing away as well. So this has been a tough year on hip-hop. So what do you guys think? Is it the year, or is this just life, man? Is this just one of those things we got to get used to because life goes on and bad things happen and people pass away? And even when it's things like this, man, you can't prevent it. You're not in their life. You don't know their life or whatnot. Now, maybe I just went on a little rant right there, but, man, y'all feel my drift, man. Now, with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace. And oh yeah, one more time, one last time, rest in peace, Gonzoe.